Hello and welcome to another episode of Garment Talks, brought to you by Me Consult Apparel Production Planning and Management. I'm your host, Moreni Keji Edward Etu. And on this platform, we'll bring to you voices from across the fashion industry who would come in and share their insights, their experiences, and strategies that can help build the industry. And on the episode today, with me, I have Abubakar Sanusi, the CTO and co-founder of Jopiter Inc. Hi, Abubakar. Good
Hello.
morning. It's
Nice
good to have
meet
you.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah. Can you please just do a quick introduction of yourself and what you do, what Jopiter Inc. is about and all?
Yeah, so as mentioned, my name is Abubakar Sanusi. People in the industry call me Sanusi
Okay.
for short. So I am of course, co-founder and the CTO of Jopiter Inc. Jopiter Inc. is a fashion tech startup. We're a tech company first before fashion. I also work for a US company as their creative director also. Basically, I'm a tech person,
Okay.
just within the business of fashion.
Fashion.
So, yeah, that is
Basically.
that's
Okay.
me.
Can you just speak to what Jopiter Inc. is also about, what it does within the industry?
Yes. So, Jupiter Inc. started as going back to our very beginning.
Okay.
We started as Jupiter Studios. Jupiter Studios started in 2019 as an Instagram fashion, just a fashion brand.
Okay.
We not into designing, just fashion trend, Gen Zs, the millennials, then COVID came and then things were a little bit disrupted.
Yeah.
Then we went from Instagram brand to, I would say, fashion designing brand.
Okay.
Using 3D animation, 3D
Okay.
design, 3D modeling. So that's when Jupiter Studios began to get its hype at the moment. So from there, we started venturing into AI fashion. We had some of our biggest moments when we exhibited virtually at the Lagos Fashion Week in 2023. So basically, that's what we do. Like, we target fashion events and we exhibit our digital fashion collection. But moving to 2022/2023, Jupiter Studios became a subsidiary of a bigger entity, which is
Okay.
Jupiter Incorporated, as Jupiter
Okay.
Inc. And Jupiter Inc. is a tech company. We are Israeli backed. And right now, we are building a product which is similar to Instagram called Jupiter IO. So it's a social media. I'll say we call it social commerce because it's social media plus e-commerce.
Okay.
So people can say we're a social media company, correct? We're a tech company, check. Fashion tech, check. Anyhow you want to name it.
All right, great. Thank you so much for that robust answer. So which brings me to this next question. At the point in 2019 that you referred to as part of your history, at that point when Jupiter started off, what would you say was the gap that you noticed in the fashion industry that made you or prompted you all to come up with that solution? Or what how do I put it? What gap did you think that you were feeling at that particular point? What solution were you providing? What gap was there and what solution were you providing?
Yeah. So at the time I was in Saudi Arabia, where I grew up, spent most of my life in. So I noticed something whenever I go to the markets or the supermarket or playing ground anywhere, whether it's a cinema, whatever it is, any open space or public area, most of the people were on Nikes or
Okay.
Adidas sneakers. Like, there was no fashion shoes. Like, women would dress their dress, but they would still put on like sneakers. I was like, why is sneakers so common?
Mhm.
Nikes and sneakers and Pumas and so I'm like, okay, I need to. So that's when I started actually just curiously doing my research about fashion.
Okay.
Naturally, I did not like fashion for anything because I used to hear about how fashion is to contribute to
The waste.
global warming.
Oh my.
That's
Okay.
pollution and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And then the stories of fashion models being abused. So other kind of negative.
So you had a
yes.
bias towards
Yes,
fashion.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then I was like, when I started reading about it, I started seeing some interesting part of it.
Okay.
So our goal was like, okay, let's just focus on Gen Z/millennial fashion
Okay.
and just move from there as a brand.
Okay, as a brand.
But then, it started taking different turns.
Mm-hmm.
So 3D fashion or digital fashion became popular during COVID.
Yeah.
And that was because gamers were the one that actually ventured into it. Not fashion designers. It was gamers.
Mm.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Gamers from Microsoft, those,
Okay.
like Microsoft and other kind of those gaming companies. You know, first of all, in gaming, you design the model, right?
Yeah.
You dress the model.
Yeah. Mm.
All that is fashion already.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, not you're not aware that it's fashion, but it's fashion
But
already.
it is, yeah.
So we had people who were like, going to 3D animation, designing.
Mm.
So they just made a niche out of the gaming, which is digital fashion,
Mm.
and it became a thing.
Okay.
So
Wow.
that was an opportunity
That's
for us
how
to
we
just
okay.
jump in. And,
All right. That's great. Okay, so another question just to as a sequel to the previous question. What were the products that you were producing that was targeted at Gen Zs and millennials? And
More like hoodies
I
and
see.
casual wears.
Streetwear.
Yeah, streetwear.
Okay.
Exactly, streetwear.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Great. All right. So, what would you say that what fashion value chain does your platform focus on digitizing, and how does it work in terms of practice? Like, what part of the fashion value does your platform focus on, in terms of digitizing, and then how does it work in practice?
So now this goes to the core idea behind our company again.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, we're a tech company, and the most important thing to us right now is data.
Okay.
Because data is another currency in tech.
Mm.
Then content.
Mm.
As people say, content is king.
Yeah.
So our focus is not on a specific niche. It's just a platform for everything and anything fashion.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fashion model, designer, influencer, fashion critic, whatever it is, that's your space. You come to our platform, upload your content, share your concerns, your ideas, sell, buy, anything you want to do is within the space. So we're not
in a specific
we're not in a specific area.
Okay, so it's like a broad platform you're creating for all fashion
and that's why we call it Jupiter.
Okay.
Jupiter is the second largest planet after the sun.
Oh, I see.
So we chose the word Jupiter. Our own is an O instead of a U.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, because when we were doing our research, we saw that a lot of companies are called Jupiter with a U.
Oh, I see.
So
I see. So you had to be distinctive.
Exactly.
With your own. Okay, that makes sense. So the follow-up question I just want to ask is, relating it to the garment production space. Now, I remember that we had this conversation over the call, and, I want you to be able to, because the essence of Garment Talks is to provide solutions, insights, to people within that space, so it's still like a sub ecosystem within the fashion ecosystem, so what would you say that someone within that space would be able to leverage on with Jopiter Incorporated?
So when you say garments, are you referring to like
the production, the manufacturing side?
Manufacturing, okay.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. If I want to say, for example, I want to build a manufacturing company for garments, right? What materials am I manufacturing?
Okay.
Where am I going to sell those materials to? Who are buying them?
Okay.
Right? So I cannot say, okay, I want to manufacture this material that is used in, for example, in the southwest and the Yoruba side, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, somewhere in the north,
okay,
doesn't relate to them. Okay. They'll be like, oh, we have Kampala, this is our own garment, this is our own fabric. So the thing is that, okay, for those in the garment space, you come to our platform, right? You have your, your garment, which is your product already. You want to now sell them to customers or clients. You want to distribute them. How to find the right location. Who are the right people that you want to aim? Your targeted audience within our platform is what we offer.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Our algorithm is meant to help you find your niche customer or your niche audience.
Okay.
So that's how we actually help.
Okay, so basically looking at it from the marketing angle,
yes,
the data that's manufacturers would need, fashion business owners, in helping them or in guiding them to make wise decisions, business moves.
Yes.
I like how you started off with the garment manufacturing platform, saying that they need to do a bit of research, so to speak, to know where their target market is. And then that way they know that, okay, it's going to be a profitable one.
Yeah.
it's interesting that many fashion businesses, and it's one of the things that I like to reiterate, like when I take trainings, workshops, and all that, in explaining to people that it's first a business. I know that fashion is art.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of people in Nigeria currently practicing it as though it is art. It is an art, rather.
Okay.
And that's good, all well and good. You get creative and all that, but the end goal is to make money.
Exactly.
And so I like the fact that Jupiter is feeling that, or rather creating a platform where people can get raw data that is relatable. I think that's the important thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we were talking about offline was when you said something about how certain data currently on the platforms that are available. I'm not going to mention any names, but on the available platforms, how they are not so relatable to the Nigerian market in that sense, or to the Nigerian fashion business owners. So I see the USP here as, okay, we are tailoring this to the Nigerian market. We'll help them gather the resources. It feels as though I'm actually marketing for Jupiter already. So I'm just going to move on to the next question. So from your perspective, what would you say is or are the biggest tech adoption challenges that is facing the Nigerian fashion industry?
So right now, when you talk of fashion, once upon a time, when you're trying to merge tech into fashion, it used to be sustainability, right?
Oh yeah.
So you gathered like a pile of, dirts and whatever, and then convert it to shoes, and that was the tech side of things.
Aspect of it.
Now we have AI fashion, 3D fashion, which is just for designing.
Yeah.
But then 3D fashion, AI fashion, I'll give credit to AI fashion in one space whereby it accelerates your creativity.
Yeah.
It's more about putting in the prompts in text and it generates the images for you, right? And then you get to pick which one you want to actually convert to physical garment and account. So yes, credit to where credit is due. But then people still don't understand how to monetize it or how to actually, I'll say it's not a strategic business model.
Why do you think so?
Okay, so Jopiter Studios, our creative division, when we wanted to get into the business of fashion design using 3D, our thought was that, okay, we will partner with traditional fashion brands.
Okay.
They give us their best masterpiece. We convert it to 3D or digital wares that they can use to exhibit on digital platforms like billboards, XYZ for marketing.
Oh, for marketing. Okay.
How many fashion brands are actually interested in digitizing their outfits?
I think that's a challenge. Yeah. I think that's it. So there's no market for it in that sense.
Yes.
No right market fit in that sense.
So we're like, well, then what are we designing 3D fashion for? It's the hype. There's a hype behind it, a huge hype. The hype is there.
But then there's also another aspect to it, because I had a guest on my last episode, and she's a digital product creator person. Like, so when it comes to product development, she uses digital, what's it called? She uses apps, softwares and all that. I think she mentioned Clo 3D, browseware.
Is one of them, yes.
Exactly. So those things help with pattern making, sampling, prototyping, which somehow helps to reduce wastage.
Now, this is the downside of it.
Okay, so what's
the
downside?
It's a subscription-based platform. It's not for free.
Yeah, so we pointed that out too, and that's expensive.
So how many people can
afford that? So are you saying that the Nigerian fashion industry is really not ready for anything digital?
Not the Nigerian fashion industry.
Okay.
We have a lot of creatives who are ready. I personally, I know I'll just to be a little bit accurate, I know about 30 plus
who are ready for that.
Digital fashion designers.
Okay.
What job are they doing? They're supposed to be in the fashion space, but they are working in companies like marketing. They're working in cashier. They're doing all kinds of jobs that has nothing to do with fashion at all. Their creativity is dying bit by bit. So this is the issue here. We need, or the Nigerian fashion industry has big players. The Nigerian fashion industry has money. The fashion industry globally is over 13 trillion US dollars, the market value. Africa makes 30%, something like that, 31%, and Nigeria makes 15.
Out of that, 31,
A lot of money in fashion.
Yes, there is.
We need accelerators.
Okay.
accelerators are fashion programs or startups
Yeah.
that will get the money to
Yeah.
fund tutorials
Okay.
that will help fashion designers with all these tools that they can afford.
Yeah.
And already we have some of them.
A few,
Like,
a handful.
yeah, I've gotten one. This is it the Ninja fashionista, something like that. Ninja
Oh yeah,
fashionista.
she's doing great work. Omo. Yeah.
Miss Omo, yes.
Yes, she is.
She,
Yeah.
I give a lot of respect to her
Yeah.
because me trying to get into the digital fashion space and
It
trying
was
to
through
dominate,
her.
I was
Yeah.
actually moving too fast.
I know,
But
right?
then she came and I was
Yeah.
like, no, I respect this woman. She has
Yes,
been doing,
she's done a lot of
she's
work
doing
in
the
that
hard
space.
work for
Yeah.
a very long time.
Yes.
And we have a couple of few other work coming up.
Yeah.
So basically that's just it. We
Mm.
need an accelerator.
Mm.
Like
So
actually
more of what she's doing,
what she's
more
doing
people doing what she's
that
doing.
will fund.
Yeah, that would fund.
That
Yeah.
will fund
Yeah.
it.
You know, that's one of the things that I was pointing out to Omobolanle, my previous guest. You know, that is there a way to make these things so, you know, subsidized, just what you're saying, such that it's accessible to people who have a natural flair for tech
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
Because I know that it is capital intensive to,
Mhm.
you know, I read your pedigree and I see that it couldn't have come at a cheaper,
Yeah.
you know, rate going to learn, you know, and even the software, the applications and all that, they're subscription based, just as you said.
They're subscription based.
So it's even now that poses a challenge to fashion businesses in Nigeria who may want to go the way of sustainability, trying to avoid waste,
Mhm.
but at the same time, because of the cost of using these tools,
Mhm.
they eventually end up going with the traditional method.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
how do you think we can, apart from the accelerators, is there a way you think that maybe perhaps there is a deficit of knowledge, you know?
So another thing is,
Yeah.
how about we create our own platforms?
Mm.
So there is a company in the United States called Divine Design Studios.
Okay.
Divine Design Studios. It's based in Columbus, Georgia,
Okay.
in the United States. And they are trying to create a version of Clo 3D,
Mm.
but African focus.
Oh, okay.
And they go beyond fashion, not just fashion,
Okay.
including beauty, hairstyling, cosmetics.
For the African market.
Yes. Implementing
Mm.
AR, that is augmented reality,
Yeah.
AI, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
They are working on it. It is in the United States.
Okay.
They're trying to solve the problem in
For
Africa.
Africa.
Clo 3D is not African focus.
Is
It has its own market. It has its own, what do you call it? Its own market,
Mm.
or its own targeted audience, let me just say.
Mm.
And cinema 4D, style, what do you call it? Is it style 3D and all these other platforms?
Mm.
They're not necessarily.
And browseware too.
They're not. Yes, browseware. Also, they're not necessarily for the African market.
Okay.
So how about
And you don't think sorry, I'm sorry to cut you short. And you don't think there are adoptions that could, you know, so for someone like Hannah, I keep referring to her because that was my first major,
sure.
what's it called in terms of digital fashion. You don't think there are ways to adopt, you know, or there are adoptions that can be relatable or used for the Nigerian market, even using those
platforms?
Yeah, those platforms.
They could be.
Okay.
They could be. They
Okay.
could be.
Okay.
I mean, people do use them already.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just about the money.
Because it's expensive. Yeah.
Okay. Another solution.
Mm.
How about a Nigerian or an African? Let's just say Nigeria, since we're Nigeria, just limit within our geographical
scope,
yeah. How about a Nigerian tech person builds a platform that will be cheaper?
Okay. How
That's a
about
subscription.
Jupiter? Oh, no, Jupiter.
Okay, but in our own case,
Oh
our
my.
own case, we are
Yeah.
not building design platform.
I know, but that's already a vacuum that you can spot. A gap.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Why
is.
don't you just
But
fill it up?
we won't go there.
Okay.
We won't go there. Because
Mm.
our own focus, like we have our focus.
Yeah, I completely get
Apart
that.
from being a social media platform, we have so many things behind the scenes that we're working on. And fashion design is definitely one of them. So to the audience, this is an opportunity for you to jump in and then pick some couple ideas.
Yes.
We're giving you ideas for free now.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Anyone can pick it up. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Moving on to the next question. What role do you see platforms like yours playing in shaping the future of the garment production industry or the supply chain management in Nigeria? Let's start with Nigeria, just as you said, and then Africa.
not fashion in general, but you mean
Just, well, maybe perhaps fashion, because now I
okay.
see how your platform seeks to serve the entire community as
Yes,
opposed to
yes. Okay.
just
So, I would rather say data.
okay,
It's definitely about data
data. Mm-hmm.
because nowadays we live in a world whereby data is
Data
the
is
most
king.
powerful currency.
Yeah.
The big tech companies, Microsoft, Meta, Oracle, whatever
Mhm.
it, and the list goes on and on and on. They
Yeah.
call them the big six, whatever. What do they have? The money they're generating is from what exactly?
Yeah.
It's from data. The platforms we're using, Meta, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
all this, they're free
Yeah.
platforms. You're not really, you're subscribing, you're creating an account for free. You're not paying for
They're
anything.
not.
So how are they making
Last
money?
time I checked, I wasn't, except for
Yeah.
the sponsored ads.
So with data, there are so many things that you can do. You can predict the market.
Mm.
You can do different analysis. You can do research. How do we help this one? How do we do this? How do we? So, but then there's the issue of the programming, the algorithm. If the algorithm does not relate to what you're trying to do, that is the foundation of the whole thing. So we need platforms that their algorithm from the very beginning is meant to help people in the garments or just fashion in general.
Generally.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a question that is sort of taking shape in my heart, and it speaks to the one that I had previously asked about the challenges that you think what you're trying to do will be posed with, in terms of adoption. Do you think it would be an infrastructure issue, or just really changing people's mindset? Because, okay, I look at it this way. When it comes to Instagram, being a marketing platform, I think that's easy.
Okay.
Because people tend to want to jump on that. And that's why I'm sort of emphasizing the need for the other aspects, perhaps Jupiter, because it's a tech company.
Okay.
I feel that there is a need, because the future of fashion is actually digital, whether we want to accept it or not.
Okay.
Whether we are playing catch up as Nigerian or whatever, that's the future. Because even currently, I know of some fashion brands or manufacturing factories that have certain technologies available to them, which is making them, is giving them like an edge over others.
Okay.
So ultimately, people will start to see the need to, come on board and all. But I also know that the Nigerian fashion industry is so fragmented, that you have big players and then you have small. So now, but I'm also someone who is like, I'm going to land somewhere. I'm an advocate for people coming together to have like collaborative, partnerships and all that, basically, that can sort of restructure the way the ecosystem currently is being built. I feel that it's a game of, in the Nigerian fashion industry now, it's a game of what's the word now? If I have money, I have access to certain things.
Okay.
If I can't afford it, then that's it. But on the long run, for a case for the eventuality of not having, people drop off, people that have started with building their fashion businesses, and then at some point when they are not able to scale up, they drop off. What do you think? I know I've said a lot, but what do you think can be done at this point to further reiterate to people that you need to get on board?
Okay. Now this is where I come to. This is where I step into another niche called. Should I say investments?
Okay.
So this is the funniest thing. In Nigeria, we have a lot of venture capital firms or angel investors who back a lot of tech companies. Fintech, we have fintech grown up in Nigeria like mushrooms. They grow up everywhere. Fintech, edutech, lodutech, all this health tech, all these other tech industries. Fashion industry is excluded. I'm not talking about 2022, 2023, just last year.
That's true.
So I started hosting or co-hosting venture capital events.
Okay.
Because I want to meet with investors. I want to understand their way of thinking.
Okay.
What did they think about the fashion industry?
Why they're avoiding it?
No, I wish they were just avoiding it. They don't even know what fashion tech is. So when I'm like, where fashion tech are, they'll be like, what again? Fashion tech? Okay, fashion tech, how does it work? Like, I don't understand. I'm like,
wow.
And I start going to the details.
Oh, wow. So there is that gap
Yeah.
currently. I didn't know that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mentioned this earlier. We
Mm.
have a lot of people in the fashion space who have money.
Mm.
The fashion industry needs its own investors, its own accelerators, its own venture capital firms, its own angel investors. If we have an investment entity behind us in fashion, it's possible to do everything
Wonders.
and anything.
Anything, yeah.
Just put money into this.
I see
First of
what
all,
you
of
mean.
course, I mean, we're not just saying you give money blindly, but okay, you have a goal, you know where you're heading.
Yeah.
This is how much you could make in so time. This is what you need. This is how much you need.
Yeah.
Okay, then give you the money.
Yeah.
Not Nigeria. Fashion industry needs to have its own accelerator, its own venture capital investors. It's that simple.
I love how you've shared in depth, like into things that I didn't even know was going on. Thank you so much for that robust answer. Okay, so my last question for this, for my guests today, for fashion entrepreneurs and producers that are watching this and are curious but hesitant about digitization. What's one practical step that they can take today to start their tech journey?
And this is the same answer I used to give a lot of people.
Okay.
And this is not fashion.
Okay.
I'm
General.
speaking to the tech people.
Yeah.
No, I'm speaking to the tech people specifically.
Okay. All
yes.
Right.
For those graduates of computer science and graduates of computer engineering, I'm a graduate of computer science.
Okay.
My co-founder, yes, she was in the business of fashion for like 12 years, something like that, 8 to 12 years. But she's a graduate of computer engineering. So we're both from the tech space.
Okay.
There is this thing whereby like I have this idea, I'm trying to build this, I have this product, for example, or I have this idea, I want to build something, you know, what it is. Let's not talk about the company because I just want to build a product, a tech product, right? And then people will be like, yeah, this is not the time to build it. Perhaps you might want to do this, go get a job, go do this, go do that one. A lot of youth are listening to these advices. Cut them out. Sorry to say, just cut them out. You are a tech person. You have the biggest advantage of all. For the fact that you have a background in tech, you have a silver spoon. Come up with an idea. There are so many solutions that can be solved with tech today, with AI and the rest of it. Come up with a solution, do your research, get some counseling, and if you're convinced that, okay, this is the journey, I need to keep on going, just do your thing. Forget about investors, forget about what they think, whether it's market fit or not. No, just finish your product, finish your idea, get to the finishing line, and then drop your products. Let the market decide whether this product is fit or not. The market, not an individual, not an investor, not your parents, not your friends, not your lecturers, the market, not the government, the market. The market is bigger than all these individuals. And the reason why I'm saying this is because from my own personal experience.
Yeah, your personal experience, yeah.
The moment you start listening to someone like, okay, an investor said this, a professor said that, my dad said this, my friend said that.
The doubts begin to set in.
Then you begin to lose hope.
Yeah.
And this is to the people in tech. So from tech, you can venture into fashion. From tech, you can venture into entertainment. You can venture into anything.
Yeah. All right. So Abubakar, the last question, just a play of words. If a garment could talk, what would it say? I want you to answer from the angle of what you currently do within the fashion space.
It will say change. Let me use my outfit as an example.
Okay.
This is a garment, right?
Yes,
is it a garment?
Yes, it is.
And it is color gray.
Yeah.
It will ask me to change its color to 5 different colors.
Okay.
With digital fashion, I can change it from gray to red to white to blue, green, and yellow.
I absolutely love your answer. All right. Thank you so much, Abubakar. And with that, we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please drop your comments, like, share, and kindly subscribe to my channel for more insights and meaningful conversations. Bye for now.